Here's today's First Word Daily Devotion.
We come to the end of Genesis today on January the 28th as we look at Genesis 49 through 50, where we see Jacob calling his sons, gathering them all together to bless them. And here's what he says. Or the blessing rather, notice, the blessing comes on Judah of all the sons. Again, the narrative is letting us know, the Bible's letting us know what the story's all about. The story is about Judah. Look at verse 8. Judah, your brothers shall praise you. Your hand shall be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's son shall bow down before you. Judah is a lion's cub. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, as a lioness. Who dares rouse him? And then look at this language here in verse 10. This language of a king already appearing in the line of Judah. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until tribute comes to him. And to him shall be the obedience of the peoples, binding his foal to the vine, and his donkey's colt to the choice vine. He has washed his garments in wine, and his vestures in the blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth whiter than milk. And again, we see in this passage in our reading in Genesis 49 and 50, we see a lot of crying. And we see also crying in our reading of Matthew chapter 15. But just to point out just a couple of things as we move into our reading today. The key to understanding the story of Joseph is in this story here, or in this verse here, Genesis chapter 50 and verse 20. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are today. Look at what Joseph says in verse 24. I am about to die, but God will visit you and bring you up out of this land to the land that he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, again keeping the promise before us. Then Joseph made the sons of Israel swear, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from here. So Joseph died, being 110 years old. They embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. Why is he carrying his bones out of Egypt? Why are they all being buried in a cave? Well, Abraham's already taught us in Genesis 22. They believe in the resurrection. And why are we reading? Well, I want us to answer that question. Why are we going through these days? Here it is, January the 28th. We've made it all the way through Genesis. Why are we reading? Well, Psalm 25 tells us why we're reading. To you, O Lord, we lift up our soul. O God, in you we trust. We're reading so that we wouldn't be put to shame. We're reading so that our enemies wouldn't exult over us. Indeed, none who wait for the Lord shall be put to shame. They shall be ashamed who are wantonly treacherous. We're reading so that we can know the ways of the Lord, that we can learn his paths. We're reading so that he can lead us in the truth and teach us. He's the God of our salvation, and it's him that we wait for all the day long. Psalm 25 is the reason that we're reading. Proverbs 8 also is the reason that we're reading. Now, O sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise. Don't neglect it. Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. And isn't that what we're doing? We're waiting by his gates. We're watching at his doors as we read his word. For whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. But he who fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me love death. We are not those who love death. We're reading. Why are we reading? We're reading because we're lifting up our soul. We're reading because we're saying, oh God, it's in you that we trust.